Welcome everybody live from Megacon Orlando. Welcome everybody live from Megacon Orlando. I'm sitting here with Katee Sackhoff. Where else but whatnot? Katee, welcome back. How do you feel? How's Megacon treating you so far?
Thank you.
We're all but 20 minutes into it.
20 minutes. I came an hour early because I cut down my appearance to one day because of work. So I got to get back to Los Angeles tomorrow morning.
I can only imagine how busy that line is for you.
It's a little crazy, but listen, this is like dream come true stuff. So I'm super happy.
Well, listen, welcome back again. For those of you that don't know, Katee is currently playing Bo-Katan on The Mandalorian. Season 3 has been an absolutely epic moment for the character, and we're so excited to have her here live at Megacon Orlando. You know how this works. We've got items going in the buy it now and in the auction with her wonderful signature, and you've got a chance to take it home. If you can't make it to the con, don't worry. Whatnot is bringing the con experience to you digitally all year long. Follow the Whatnot channel, bookmark all the streams, and get in on all the action. I guess we can kick it off with Let's Talk Mando.
Let's talk Mando.
Right? I mean, there's definitely some big screen energy coming from Bo-Katan. We're seeing the character personality from Clone Wars really appear in the the series. Was there a piece of the character that you just felt really came now that you have the opportunity to portray this in the real life series?
So my biggest thing moving forward into season 3 was making sure that whether we spoke about it or not, that we addressed the emotional toll that Clone Wars and Rebels had on her. And so I really wanted to make sure that the fans who had seen both of those series felt like she had been affected. Right. Like something had happened. Like that she wasn't just like glossing over all of the things that she'd done in her past. And I think that you can see it on her face this year. She's broken. She's, you know.
Definitely in the first few episodes, you see the opening scenes, and you just see this scene of isolation, right, in the darkness, sitting in a very lonely throne. You've got the Mandalorian princess, right? And you just everything that you're saying, you get it conveyed in that opening scene. So
well, you know, she has lost everything in the beginning of this season. You know, she's lost her home. She's lost her team. She's lost the Darksaber. She's lost her family. She's literally lost so everything. Yeah. And I think that for the first time in Bo-Katan on camera, we're seeing her stop and not know what to do next. Right. And I think that it's, you know, if we're going to talk about somebody's proverbial bottom, like she hit bottom, you know, and I think that from that moment on, she's being built back up. Yeah, it's definitely like a phoenix rising for the character. It's the ultimate character progression that you'd love to see in a series, you know, especially when you're rooting for a character that, you know, may not have gotten so much screen time, but now definitely in season 3, we're seeing this rise of the phoenix. I know. You know, we've talked about this before, I think, that she really was only in, like, 10 episodes of Clone Wars and Rebels combined. Right. So, you know, after this season, she's been in more Mando. Yes. Or the same amount anyway. Now, I don't want to give too much away. You and I talked about how excited we were for this week's episode that just dropped. I mean, the battle in Navarro, we're not going to talk too much about it, but I mean, heading into the production of an episode like this, what's the feeling on set? How excited are you? How excited are your co-actors? Like, what's going on scene? I mean, I think that everyone, every single day on this show feels the weight of what we're creating, and you know, all of the actors and myself, the crew. We wouldn't do this if we didn't love this, because it's the hours are long. The commitment is strong. You know what I mean? So you really have to. You have to love what you're doing. You have to love this story. Be able to commit all the way through. You would not be able to hide. Yeah. You wouldn't be able to hide that on camera if you didn't care. Right. The emotion is raw. The emotion is real. You can see it there. And it's definitely something where you have to get into the mindset, not only with yourself, but the people around you, I'd imagine, too. Absolutely. And, you know, everyone around you commands it, and they make sure that you are showing up daily. Now, we've got a lot of items in the buy it now. You're going to see these Bo-Katan Funko Pops, of course, super popular item. You've got both with the mask on, and we've got the chase item as well. A lot of these items going up in the auction and the buy it now. We've got some of those very hot cover with Bo-Katan. We're going to get signed shortly, and we've got some other figures now. So keep on checking that buy it now.
keep on getting it because she's here, right next to me. Second time we're together. I'm so happy to be, talking about the character, talking about the series. Now, you had talked about the people around you. Obviously, from the outside, a talented group of individuals with, you got Giancarlo Esposito and Emily Swallow, and, you've got, obviously, Pedro Pascal. And, do you feel like you're still learning from the people around you every day that you show up on set?
Oh my God, absolutely. Every single person that we encounter throughout our lives is an opportunity to learn something new about ourselves and them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think that no matter who I work with on a daily basis, I'm learning something.
Yeah.
And it's such a gift, to be able to take a piece of every single person's expertise and pull that into
what you're
my
doing.
career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. And again, check out the Buy It Now. You can get these items in here. I know there's a lot of fans of The Mandalorian in here, a lot of fans of Katee, so we're really excited to keep bringing you these items. Keep checking that auction. Keep checking the Buy It Now. Very shortly, we're going to be auctioning off the helmet, Bo-Katan helmet signed by Katee Sackhoff right here. So we're going to get that item up shortly.
Auction that puppy off.
We are going to auction that. I mean, that's what we do here on What Now,
I know,
right?
I love it.
Now, I had Emily on here recently, and Emily Swallow, the armorer, rather, for those of you that may not know. What an amazing person.
Human
Great
being.
conversation. I mean, first off, she's kind of let me in on a TV show secret, the Bachelorian? I mean,
dude,
can we get it going?
We tried so hard to get them to let us do a can with all the Mandalorians.
Yeah.
What a wasted opportunity.
I mean, come on.
I mean, in other Disney shows, they break into song.
Yes.
Why can't we do it on Mandalorian? I don't understand.
It's so true. We can. We need more of that. We need more.
We do.
Talking about things that we need more of, I got a chance to speak with Emily about the relationship of teacher and student that we are starting to see develop between the armorer and Din Djarin. Where does Bo-Katan fit into a relationship with Mando? Like, are we looking at the next, ass-kicking duo of the Star Wars franchise here?
I think that had you asked her 5 years ago if she was ever going to partner with someone and ever be a team with somebody, I think that Bo had such a large ego that I don't know if that was something that she would have been able to see.
Right, more
that
than
it
one
could
person.
work, you know what I mean? She always has had a team, but I always think that she viewed herself as the leader.
Yeah.
And I think...
The Mandalorian princess, right?
So I think that what we're seeing in her now is the fact that she's been broken down and she's being, like I said, she's being built back up in a new image.
Right.
She's learned from her mistakes, and now it's all getting fun.
And now it is all getting fun. And the fun, I'm telling you, if you haven't watched this week's episode, that's all I got to say, all right? Something fun, check this out here. I know you signed probably quite a few of these, right? How we looking there, Juju? We've got it up on camera right now. This is being rent for auction. This is a Star Wars Black Series, a Bo-Katan Kryze electronic helmet. I mean, it's an absolute collector's item. Signed right there across the forehead. What other place by Katee right here. So if you guys want to get in on the action, the auction is running. But of course, check out that Buy It Now. Keep looking at the marketplace. We've got a lot of items here. And we're talking Mando. We're here with Katee Sackhoff. Her line is absolutely ridiculous. Took the time to come here. Thank you so much for that. I mean, I know, literally, I think it was your manager or somebody that came and she's like, her line is so busy, but she's going to come do this. She's on her way right now. I'm like, all right, I don't want to upset any fans out there, so.
No, either do I. One of the things that I am so consciously aware of, and, I've been doing this long enough now, is that I know how lucky I am to have the career that I have, and it's largely because of the fan base.
Really?
The fans show up. They show up when I, no matter what the work is, and they show up to support me. If I go do a Hallmark Christmas movie, because I love them, they show up to watch it. Who
doesn't love a Hallmark Christmas movie?
Come on, right?
Christmas at Holly Lodge is one of my favorites.
I love that you know that shit.
I love Christmas at Holly Lodge. I'm not even going to lie to you about that.
You got to go and watch the one that I did called The Christmas Sale, because it's me and John Locke.
Okay,
if you're a fan of Lost, come on.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Mr. McDreamy himself, before McDreamy appeared on Grey's Anatomy.
There you go. Let's talk about those blue eyes for a second.
Chase Dash,
now we're off topic, guys.
I mean, listen, who doesn't love a good episode of Grey's Anatomy? We've digressed here.
We have fallen down a rabbit hole.
I feel like this is the TV channel goes on. It's either Grey's Anatomy for me. Anything Shonda Rhimes, sign me up. I'm all about it. Love Shonda Rhimes. All right, very quick question that I had to ask you in reference again to Bo-Katan. I keep going back because the character is just growing in front of the audience. It's really telling a beautiful story. What was it like for you seeing Bo-Katan's armor for the first time? You're getting ready to take on this role. You look at the armor.
Oh God!
And it's just, what's the feeling for you?
You know, I think I realized like how big of a budget it was. Yeah. I mean, I've talked about the emotional, like,
money,
you know what I mean?
On the show. Yeah.
We've talked about that. I've talked about how Dave Filoni and I were there, and you know, we shed a tear, and like it was just a really beautiful moment to see all that hard work come to fruition in such a beautiful way. But I think for myself, that was the first time where I'd been like body scanned.
Yeah.
You know, I've done projects before where they're like, we're going to put you in plaster. You know what I mean? We're going to plaster you. I've never gone in. I thought it was going to be like hours and hours and hours of them doing this. And I literally walked in, I kid you not. I got down into, you know, my skimpies, and it was over in 5 seconds. And I was like, wait a second. You're literally going to create the armor off of 5 seconds.
Can we figure this out for hair and makeup, please? If only it took that long.
I know, my 2 hours of hair and makeup every day. It's crazy.
I bet. It's got to be stacked. These comic books that we are getting signed right now are super hot. I'm going to grab one
I
from
love
you
these.
here.
These are my favorite. They're so pretty.
Look at these.
And I'm going to sign some in purple, too.
We're getting these signed right here. These are going to be going up in the Buy It Now, I believe, if not for auction.
Look at the purple.
Look at the purple.
Look at the purple,
we
guys.
got options.
Y'all, I'm doing the rest in purple.
We've
That's
got
so
options.
Cute.
This is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. All right.
So good.
So, yes, now you're on the con scene, obviously filming very often.
Yeah.
What's the work-life balance like? How do you make sure that it's not too much on the mental load? Can you give us any advice for everybody that may be doing a bit too much?
So, I've gotten really good at listening to my body, and sometimes my work ethic can push me a little hard.
Yeah.
My body tells me when I need to stop.
Yeah.
And you know, I have a baby now. I have a husband and a baby.
Oh.
Life is not just about me anymore.
Right.
And so I have to find that work-life balance because I cannot get this time back. So for me, I ask myself if this is for the greater good of my family.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the sacrifice is worth it, but if it's not, then my family has to come first.
Got to make the decisions, right? You got to be aware of being okay with saying no.
You know what? The older I get, the easier it is to say no.
I bet. But I mean, that's definitely a skill that's been developed throughout your career, right? I mean, you definitely learned that.
You do, because I think as a young actor, I think you're so scared to say no to anything for fear that, you know, because you are consciously aware that you're so lucky to have the opportunity that you have.
Right.
And so the older I get, the more I realize that my career listen, it gives me so much pride and so much joy, but it is not who I am. Yeah. And I think the older I get, the more I realize that, and it isn't what makes me happy. Yeah. And so, you know. I've
got a quote here from your Instagram that is actually perfect. Life's too short to put up with other people's ugliness.
100%.
You know, and it's just like something that's kind of fitting to what you're saying right now.
It's true. You know, I think that what I've learned in my life, especially, you know, there's a time and a place to fight back. But what I've learned in my life is that life is too short to put up with other people's ugliness. Yeah. Their ugliness says everything about them and nothing about you. So, you know, all we can handle and all we have control over is how we conduct ourselves, and that's it. My
goodness. So, if you're just tuning in now, we're live from Megacon Orlando, where Katee Sackhoff herself is just putting on an absolute sermon here and just giving us all the clues, the pathway on how to get it done. And listen, Katee's busy. She's not always on the scene at the conventions. She does her best to get here a day or two. But if you don't get a chance to see her at the conventions, don't worry. The Whatnot app has got you covered. Where else but Whatnot can you get autographed items from the con floor to your home that quickly? Check out the Buy It Now. Check out that auction block. We've got items going up continuously, and the team is working hard to make sure that we get them to you. What's it like to sign a Funko Pop out of the box?
It is hard. It is hard to sign one out of the box.
We're trying to start this trend where we are getting Funko Pops out of the box now to see how much we can get the community to squirm there.
I think
Can I
it's
see that before you take it away?
important to actually, like, you know, to sign some out of the box, because if you can't take things out of the box, sometimes it's fun. My daughter loves to play with my Bo-Katan. Like, she bobbles it everywhere. I think it's super fun.
If you guys are wondering what Katee just signed, I want to touch on this item very quickly. This is a Black Series Darksaber. Now, we've got Emily Swallow, her signature on it. We've got Katee Sackhoff's signature on it. We're hoping to get a couple of other people who may have wielded the Darksaber.
I mean,
I'm not giving anything away,
I'm
but
not giving anything
I'm just
away.
saying we're getting a couple people to sign it. All right, thank you so much.
Do you see my face?
Did you see mine? You're way better at it than I am. Because
she is a steel vault
trap. There's nothing getting through here. So absolutely amazing sitting down with you today. And I think one of the biggest questions that I have, this being a collecting-based platform, is there a Katee Sackhoff wall at home where you just sit back and like, this is me. I collect mementos from my career.
So they're very different.
They're very different.
I have a framed letter that I got from Richard Dreyfuss on my first day of work with him. I was 19 years old, and he said, I fell in love with you from that first audition, and I'm still there. Super special to me. So that's framed. Picture of me with
the iconic moment
with John and Dave on my first day at work. That's framed.
That's huge.
That's huge. Some artwork that Dave drew for me, that's done. You know, first magazine cover is framed. My husband's, like, you know, he's a writer, so his stuff's there too. And yeah, it's just a celebration of sort of like our successes in the business. Yeah.
No, not necessarily into the collecting of anything else yet.
No, but
not
I
enough
do.
space.
So I collect challenge coins that people have been so beautiful and gracious to give me throughout the years, and I have a whole drawer of them.
I love that.
And someday when we get to like our forever home, I am going to like cover the wall in my gym with challenge coins.
That is great. Yeah, I got a quick story about a challenge coin.
Yeah.
So we were at one of the conventions last year, Dallas, and of course the 501 is going around and everything. And we had a representative from the Peter Mayhew Foundation. Peter Mayhew, who played Chewbacca, came up to us, and they had Peter's final signature on like this messenger bag.
Oh, cool.
And they had Chewbacca's utility belt. And they came up with this amazing story about how they're trying to raise money for the foundation. They came to Whatnot to see if we can help them raise a couple $100.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how amazing the collector community, but the Star Wars community is. We put the item up, no promotion, nothing. We were able to raise $3,500 for hurricane victims. When I tell you, I've never seen more people on that stage cry that day. It was one of the most touching moments. So it may seem like just a coin, but it's a coin that when you look at it, it's instantly got a memory, right?
It does. Every single one of them means something to me, and I know that it's a piece of a fan that wanted to impart something in my life and give to me, and it's very special. So, and I want to display them all someday. So it's just a matter of which side I want to display of each coin. That's going to take forever for me to decide.
Yeah, well, whenever you do get it, we want to see a picture. So maybe we'll get it up on Whatnot and we'll show everybody. Now, you've got a lot of people in the room who are truly fans of your work and maybe aspiring to be in the profession, whether it be in front of the camera or behind the camera. What kind of advice can you relay to everybody? And this wasn't an overnight success. How did it get there?
So I just kept going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes there were days when it's always going to be hard.
Right.
I think what I had to do was I had to readjust what my ideas looked like. I had to let go of my expectations for my career. And it morphed into something very different than what it started out being for me. And it's over 25 years now. It is not an overnight success.
No.
That just doesn't happen. I mean, we hear about it, of course, but the statistics speaking, that's not going to happen. So what is going to happen is that you're going to create memories, you're going to work your ass off, and you're going to get to the end of your life, and that will be the only moment that you know if it was all worth it. So.
If you were looking to sign her for a book deal, all the clippings from today's show are going to be what are filled in there. So we're here again live at Megacon Orlando with Katee Sackhoff, who's been absolutely amazing. We've got items in the buy it now. You just saw the Darksaber signed by Katee go up. Right now we've got a Funko Pop out of the box about to go up, signed right on the base there. So, I know a lot of my Funko Pop collectors don't like to see these items out of the box normally, but we went ahead, took it out, used the Landon method on that, and got it signed. So don't forget, where else but Whatnot can you get a Funko Pop signed out of the box, right?
I think, look, it's a bobblehead for a reason, y'all. Like, put some duct tape on the bottom of it, put it in your car, put some little lacquer on that so the name doesn't fade, and you can drive around with Bo's little bobblehead.
Yes. Right, and just on top of it.
Just on top of it.
See, she's got it all. She's got all the answers here. So I know we're getting ready to wrap up. You've got a bunch of people waiting in line. Where are you going to be at next? How can people get more access to Katee Sackhoff?
Oh my gosh. So I'm at Celebration next, which I'm really excited about. And then after that, I don't know. I have like 7 other conventions this year. So just check my website. I'll have everything up there.
All the information is up on the website. We've got items still in the buy it now. You're going to be seeing more figures, Funko Pops, helmets, a couple of Grail items getting signed. Katee is in the building with us today for a short time, so we're so fortunate to have you here. Are you got any projects that you're working on that you want to bring awareness to, or maybe you're working on something right now?
No, for sure. So there's a couple things I can't talk about, obviously, but
why? Please tell. What do you mean? No one's watching.
No one's there recording it.
Just pretend this isn't here.
I did a really cool action movie with Josh Hartnett called Fight or Flight that I'm like super excited for people to see. I just saw a cut of it. If you like John Wick, you're gonna love this movie.
Ooh, okay. All right. And any charitable efforts or anything like that? Anybody that you're working with that you want to bring awareness to?
Yeah. So my website, just kateesackhoff.com, all the money goes to a different charity every year, and all the merchandise that we sign. So if you want signed autographs or something, we do have things that you can't find other places. My memorabilia I'm selling. All the money goes to charity.
Wonderful.
And there is another really cool thing coming out in the next couple of weeks. We're going to raise as much money as possible for Children's Hospital Los Angeles. I have become intimately involved with them over there, and I'm really excited. So that is a fun sort of Starbuck Bo-Katan crossover that you're going to be able to buy, and all the money is going to go to Children's Hospital. So look out for that. You'll hear about that on my Instagram and social medias first.
Super fun. I guess we've asked about Mandalorian, we've asked about the personal life, work-life balance. We're getting ready to close out the show, and again, I just wanted to thank you for taking the opportunity. We're live on Whatnot from Megacon Orlando. Surprisingly, I have to tell that to people because they think we record this. So say hi to all the people on Whatnot, let them know we're here, live in Megacon Orlando. We've got items in the buy it now, continuously going. Check out the auction block. You guys can have access to all of this now. Are we getting ready to sign off here shortly?
I think so. I think we're getting there.
I can hear the fans calling your name from here. People are literally throwing items over here. We're blocking. People can't see it in the background, but we have a shield up protecting us from all the things going up. So
the last time we had this, the last time we did a signing, we were actually on the floor, which was very different.
Yes, it was.
Very different to like be in the middle.
A lot
of
more
like
travel.
Fans. It was a lot more.
A lot more travel. A lot more guys in black suits walking around you.
A lot more. I know. This was a little easier. I was able to sign faster because I was a little less focused on other things.
No, yes. Don't ever apologize for being able to sign that quickly. The chat is asking for a Bo-Katan show. I know you can't talk about much, but before you leave, is there any tidbits that you can give us?
I will not say anything, you guys. I have gotten so good at lying to you that you will never know. But listen, you want that Bo-Katan show, you let them know. Right,
write a letter. All right, well, we're going to do a quick sign-off where I usually say I'm Jay Stash and I'm sitting here with, and we'll sign off that way.
Perfect.
You ready?
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to MegaCon Live. This is Where Else But Whatnot right here with Katee Sackhoff. Bo-Katan from The Mandalorian. I'm Jay Stash.
I'm Katee Sackhoff.
And we're signing out. See you guys later. Peace.
Bye.